if you want to improve in business, if you want to try something new, if you want to be an entrepreneur doing something, like it's hard to see how you do that without having introspection because like you're just not going to get it right
Yeah. Yeah.
immediately.
Well, and I just always tell people version one of your company is probably going to suck, and that's totally okay.
Yeah.
Totally okay.
I mean, Jeff and I always laugh about this, but when he started his company, because we both have our own company, but when he started his, he's a communication PhD and loves communication.
Yeah.
And we thought he was going to be doing like presentation effectiveness because everybody hates presenting and everybody could improve doing that.
Yeah.
And we would be doing it for organizations, like for their people.
Yes.
Yeah, never made a dime off that.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, and I think one of the problems that a lot of entrepreneurs have is that most people don't start off there. They start off as employees. And so you've worked your whole life as an employee, and then you have to basically do these mental gymnastics to try to figure out, okay, what worked as an employee that no longer works as an entrepreneur? And to be honest, it's a lot. It's almost everything. Right? Like, it's almost like a complete mental flip you have to do to recognize that, like, oh, like I can't work for $30 an hour and we're going to make it. That ain't going to work. Like, we need to find other ways. And now I have to manage bookkeeping and all this stuff that like you were never taught. So much of entrepreneurship is realizing, oh crap, I don't know what this is. And I need to think. And like, I would say at this point, I'm 5 years into my business. And I would say that we've just gotten to a point where I think I fully understand how to be an entrepreneur and not an employee.
Interesting.
And it took a lot of lessons, right?
Right. I grew up in an entrepreneurial family, so I had an idea.
Huge advantage.
Yeah.
Huge advantage.
Yeah. I mean, like I was just in an organization the other day and like we do org surveys and it came back that, it was a conflict between PRNs and the full-time nursing staff where, it was an equity conflict. And I'm like, look, this is an education issue that an employee would have no reason to know on their own.
Yeah.
But like this, like it's on you to educate them because that PRN at the end of the day, it's unlikely that they're making, they might be making a little bit for the convenience of coming in to hard to fill places.
Yeah.
But they've got to pay their own self-employment tax, which no employee even knows that exists. They've got, they got to put it away for their own retirement.
Yeah.
There's no matching. They're paying their own insurance, like health insurance, like all this stuff that you're doing as an individual, which is why I think most people, when they start out and they think, oh, I can get paid $30 an hour, it'll be great. And then once you pay unemployment insurance, unemployment tax on that, you realize, oh, $30 an hour isn't the same as $30 an hour as an employee.
Not even close.
Yeah, not even close.
No, it's so funny. I think the biggest surprise to me as a young entrepreneur was how much money you actually have to make. And it's a lot more than you think, believe me. Take what you think, probably double it. Maybe you're in the ballpark.
Yeah, maybe you're in the ballpark because again, like it's also like anytime you're not doing your thing,
you're not making money.
You're not making money, but like you have to get your taxes done.
Yep.
So now,
and the government doesn't care. They take their taxes one way or another.
Right. So now it's not just you having to make what you need. It's you have to make what you need plus pay for services that previously you didn't have to pay for.
Plus all the equipment that you need that was previously paid for you, plus, the upgrades you might need in the future, like plus profits so that you have a rainy day fund. Like it is, like I said, I think the biggest surprise I had as an entrepreneur was how much money I needed to make month over month just to get by.
I would tell my husband all the time, I'm like, it's going to take longer than we think. And so we need to make our money. We need to be in a position to make our money go a long time.
100%. 100%. And I think like that's the best advice you can give to any entrepreneur is I always hear too, like, well, are we going to be in the red for years? And I say, like, if you're a service company, no, figure out how to be profitable day one. And it is possible. I think maybe there's certain things like technology and stuff where maybe not so much, but especially for service-based companies, you should be able to become profitable on day one.
That's an interesting statement. I've never heard that before. So,
Yeah.
how do you go about being profitable on day one? Is that something that you can answer, or is that very specific? Like,
Oh, I think it is something I can answer. I think price yourself the same as everybody else in your market. Don't necessarily come in and undercut on day one.
I agree
Here's
with
why.
that.
And here's my reason. There's a reason why your competitors charge what they do. And you probably are not smarter than them. As much as I want to like make
I
sure that
like that.
everybody shows up and thinks, I'm going to do it so much better. And here's the thing. They've learned all the hard lessons, and that's why they're priced at what they're at. So if you come in and you match their pricing, you're going to be in a much better spot, and you'll probably be profitable on day one.
Well, and the other reason to do that is they have a buffer that you probably don't have.
That's right.
So
right.
they can drop those prices and crush you if
Yes.
if they need to. So
That's right.
probably don't want to like be creating like a price war.
No.
I mean, obviously there are limitations. It's not like you can actually talk to your competitors about the prices. You're doing market research, but yeah, there's
obviously
there's
too. Obviously too. I'm talking service-based companies. Like I get it. If you're a product company, you're gonna probably be in the red. Why? Because you have to buy a bunch of stock. You gotta invest in different systems.
A lot of fixed costs.
But a lot of people that are moving from employment to entrepreneurship, they're actually starting service companies, usually based on the expertise that they have. So they're already an expert in it. They just don't know how to run the business. The biggest mistake they usually make is they undercut their pricing. They don't know how much they need to make, so they price it quite low. And then they realize when they're already in trouble, they should have been charging 2 or 3 times as much.
Right.
Just start there. Just start there. I think that's one of the things that made me very successful with capital in the beginning was that I looked around at like what other sales companies and stuff were pricing at. I talked to my boss, who was just frankly an incredible individual who was willing to help me and said like, we've hired this before, or we've hired similar. This is what it costs. This is what you should price yourself at. And he say, that knowledge saved my butt because from day one, we weren't priced too low. And I was able to transition over to full-time business very quickly.
I think that's a really good piece of advice too. Like you said, you're not necessarily going to be in the red for a product, but it's still good. It's still good advice even over there. Is that you don't want to be priced low because from a negotiation standpoint, like people don't have any information about like the quality of what you're offering other than price and how it compares.
Absolutely.
And so if you are priced really low, you are signaling I'm not very high quality, even if maybe you are.
Absolutely. And I think so many people make that mistake because they think, well, I'm new, right? Well, you might be new, but are you new? Like, have you not been doing this for 10 years and that's why you're being an entrepreneur? You're probably not that new. Just price yourself well and you will end up on much better ground.